All right, shalom, y'all. Y'all come on in. We're gonna get started here in a sec. I got some music going, so I'm gonna pull up my notes. Got a very good show for you today. Some real good information concerning diet. That some very good educational information. I don't think a lot of people are aware of this, but we're gonna get after it. So enjoy the music, and we will get started probably here in about a minute. All right. All right. Shalom, y'all. Shalom, shalom, shalom. It's Michael Israel. You're watching Spiritual Combat. Got a very good Hebrew health show today. Just hang in there because you want to hear the information I'm going to bring out. I've actually been doing a little bit of research on this topic here concerning diet and health. Some of this stuff you brothers and sisters have heard me speak on before. Other things will be new. There's some stuff I came across that was totally new to me also. So I have notes and I have slides and stuff like that. And with that said, we're going to get into this. And so let's get started. When we look out there, we see a lot of unhealthiness, a lot of disease increasing, a lot of obesity, a lot of health issues. And when you look around, you see different approaches to treating things and different health plans and health ideas. Hey, you need to work out. You need to not eat this. You need to do that. You need to do this, that, and the other. Well, what I'm be bringing out today is really what I think based on the research I've done, and there'll be more coming. But there's a culprit, a foundational culprit at the bottom, like that is responsible. It's involved in almost every health issue you see out there. And some of the stuff I'm gonna be hitting on today is just for lack of time. I'm not gonna hit on every single thing and how this is one of the key. What do you call it? I forget what the word is. One of the key culprits. One of the key culprits at the core of every health issue. This is one of the key things there, and I'm gonna go through, and I think you brothers and sisters will agree, if you don't already, when I'm done with this, because a lot of people are like, huh? So what's that culprit? A lot of the light is a lot is shined on sugar. A lot of people say sugar's at the core of a lot of stuff, and it is it is a neurotoxin. It is a poison when you really look at what it is. But sugar isn't the worst. Sugar isn't the culprit at the core of everything you see going on out there. And when I say sugar, I'm talking about refined sugar. Oh, and just so y'all know, also, Sister Coy is going to be on the show too. We're going to be bringing her in here. She's right here. You can sit here if you want. So, but she's gonna be bringing out some solutions, because I'm not going to just sit here and yeah, you sit right there. Okay. So, but the what is this culprit that's at the core of a lot of the health issues you see going on in the world today? That culprit is wheat. And everybody's like, what? Wheat? Wheat's in the Bible. We ate wheat in the Bible. We ate grains in the Bible. And to paint it more directly, wheat and grains. Yeah, and we did eat wheat in the Bible, but what we eat today is nothing close to what we ate back then. What we're eating today that we call wheat and bread and pasta and waffles and pancakes and you name it, being made from wheat, it doesn't even resemble what we ate in the 60s, okay, let alone today. So with that said, let's get into it. Let's break this thing down, and we're gonna go pretty deep into this. I'm gonna show you guys the cycle of the cycle of unhealthiness and disease and these issues, these health issues that we're having. I'm gonna actually break the cycle down. Now, wheat, like I said, is the main culprit in it. It's the foundational culprit. It's not the only one, but it's one of the main culprits in this. Okay, so let's get into this. Let's break this thing down. So, why is wheat not what it originally was? You'd be even, I wouldn't even call what they have today wheat when you look at, and you won't either when we get done with this. So in an effort to increase food production, they hybridize wheat. They crossbred wheat. And after doing my research, they've been doing it for years. So the wheat that they grow now, they crossbred it to grow faster, to contain more starch, to be shorter, so it could be drought resistant. They crossbred it so the roots would go deeper into the soil. In doing that, it has more carbohydrates on it. And if you can look this up for yourself, on the glycemic index scale, wheat is actually higher on the glycemic index scale than sugar. So basically what that's saying is when you eat a piece of bread, especially the white bread, what they say is the whiter the bread, the quicker you're dead. Okay. When you eat this bread that's made out of this, we'll call it Franken wheat because it's like Frankenstein wheat. When you eat bread, it actually spikes your blood sugar quicker than refined sugar does. And I'll do a show on refined sugar, why that's a horrible hot mess too. But the bread is actually worse. And the reason why the bread is worse is because it's everywhere. It's in everything. And we'll get into that too. So to do this, they combine different strains of wheat. And if you want to validate what I'm saying, look up dwarf wheat. Okay, look up dwarf wheat. I call it Franken wheat. Okay, that's what they grow today. So wheat, the wheat that we know, the wheat we ate. Now I don't even know how tall the wheat was we ate back in the day, but the wheat we know it grow 4 feet tall. Okay, and only 4%, only 1/3 of it was the actual, no, I'm sorry, only like 5%. So it's like a small amount of it was the actual wheat. So the wheat they grow today is only 18 inches tall. And 1/3 of the plant is the actual, is the wheat stuff. So it looks totally different. It doesn't look like what we ate back in the Hebraic days, back in the biblical days. What they mass produce now, what they grow in mass now, is a totally different. I mean, I don't even know why you would call it wheat. You know, they've crossbred and crossbred. And I'll show you, I'm going to be bringing up some slides on that. So in cross breeding the wheat like this, they've changed the proteins. It doesn't have the same type of proteins that it had when Yah made it. We'll call it the Yah made wheat versus the man-made wheat. So that's going to be the name for now moving forward. Man-made wheat and Yah-made wheat. So the Yah-made wheat had proteins that your body would use, and it wouldn't bother your body. But the proteins in the wheat they have today, your body has an inflammatory response to it. We'll go into that later. For my herbal and botanical experts and chemists and all that stuff like that who are educated on this, I'm just making it real simple so Israel understands this, and there's not a whole bunch of, but you could, if you want to get deep on it, you go online and look up all these different proteins, gliactin and gluten and all these proteins that are in this man-made wheat. And we're going to go into how they interact with your body, how your body interacts with them, and how when you eat this man-made wheat, your body has a inflammatory response to it. And that's a big deal. So we're going to keep moving though. But the long or the short of it is the wheat we eat is not the wheat we ate. Okay, that's what you need to keep in mind. So I'm not coming against wheat and the bread and the bread that the Most High uses in His Word as analogies and everything like that. It still holds true, you know. And one of the things that, you know, I'm gonna have Koya look into is ancient wheat, because those seeds are still around. And we need to jump on top of that and begin acquiring that and growing our own and coming out of her in every way, shape, or form. Because like I said, as I move forward with this, you're going to see this stuff that they're feeding. There's an agenda behind this man-made wheat that they're feeding us. Okay. And I'm going to show it. All right. So, so like I said, the original wheat was only 5% wheat. So it was a very small amount of that 4-foot plant, and it was probably taller than that back in the day. That was wheat. The wheat they have today, 1/3 of the plant is so that's like 35% or something like that of the plant is wheat. Okay. The rest is this short stalk that shoots up super quick, and the roots shoot down in the ground way further. They totally manipulated this thing. And like I said, what you're going to find is the side effects of this man-made wheat are these hybridized proteins, these crossbred proteins. They're mutated proteins that interact with your body in some crazy ways. Okay. All right. Put a 100 up in there if y'all understand. If y'all are if I broke that down and that made sense. Okay. Put a 100 up in there, please. All right. And I'm gonna pull a slide up just to back up what I'm talking about. Now you might not be able to see it super clear. If you can't, definitely let me know. But check out this slide here. Okay. All right. All right. Y'all bear with me. I'm going to get it up there. All right. Yeah, don't look too clear. I have to get that better for y'all. All right. So I see y'all getting it. Y'all getting it. Israel getting it. All right. All right, there we go. I'm gonna have to go. I'm y'all bear with me on these slides. Share this tab. Oh, cool. Bam. All right. So can y'all see that? Let me see if I can see it. Let me go back. I know what I'll do. I know Michael Israel will be doing top level live streams eventually, but for now, this is what y'all get. All right. So let me see. All right. Let me see how it looks on yours. It's kind of clear. All right. So I'll explain it. What you're looking at here is at the top, those numbers you see, they might not be clear on yours, but it's 1910. That's the first one. Then 1926. Then 1948. And what this is are the different strains of wheat as the years went on. And what do you see, Coy?
Yeah, they've gotten smaller.
They're getting shorter. Coy said they're getting shorter, but the wheat on them is getting bigger and more abundant. Okay, so it just visually showing you, and these are the different types of wheat that they came up with as they bred the wheat. Now, all right, let me come back. Okay, so now fast forward to it's 2022 now. Okay, imagine what strains they have, and like I said, the religion here in Babylon is called capitalism. The reason why they're breeding this wheat like this and doing this is in an effort to, of course, make money. Okay. The other reason they're doing it is because they've over farmed the land the way they farm, and the land is stripped of nutrients. There's droughts, so they have to make it drought proof. So they do all this stuff, and they're constantly manipulating this plant to the point where on a molecular level, you don't even know what the hell it is. Like it resembles, only way it resembles wheat is when you stuffing it in your mouth. It like, it tastes good. You know what I'm saying? So check this out. So now this is the stuff I want y'all to retain this, because this is the important stuff here. This is the core stuff. In manipulating this plant, they've increased the gluten content of it. Okay, gluten negatively impacts the lining of your gut, and that's not talking about even people who don't have celiac disease and all this other stuff. The gluten, especially the gluten content of this wheat, negatively impacts your gut. And what it causes, and I know for all y'all who are educated on this, I'm making it super simple. But what this ends up doing is causing malabsorption. You don't absorb nutrients like you need to. This is why the supplement industry thrives, because you're consuming this man-made wheat and it's eliminating your hold on, something popped up here. It's eliminating your gut's ability to absorb nutrients. So now you're malabsorbed. You're literally walking around starving, but you're full and you're overweight. And we're going to get into all this. All right. It also eats away at your gut and causes leaky gut. And all leaky gut means is when you're eating food and it goes into your digestive system, it goes in there, that food's supposed to go through, it absorbs the nutrients from the food, the bad stuff, you excrete out the other end. Well, when you have leaky gut, this stuff is leaking into your body system where it doesn't belong. I'll get into that, sis, into the gluten-free products, into the ancient grains and all that. I'll get into that too. Okay. So it leaks into your body and it causes, once again, it causes your body to have a response to it. And what's that response going? Inflammation. Your body has an inflammatory response. And we will break down what that is in simple terms. I'll break that down. Okay. Later on in a little bit. But we're going to get into gluten and gliadin and these proteins that are in this wheat. And this is going to kind of answer the sister's question there that she asked. Okay? Because they be up there, hearty, whole grain, good for the heart, and all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And it couldn't be further from the truth. Hey, look, listen, this comes from the people who were telling you cigarettes were good for you. If you go back to the 50s and 60s, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So this is literally on a similar scale. It's just more subtle and deceptive. Okay. So the most abundant of ingredients are listed first on ingredient labels. You need to know that going into this thing. Because what they do, sometimes they'll put wheat, gliadin, and gluten, these proteins that they get from wheat, they'll strip that off the wheat and put it in other products. And why would they do that? Gliadin protein is in wheat, acts as an opioid peptide. Opioid, yes. And what it's able to do is pass the blood-brain barrier, and it attaches to the in your brain, and it acts as an opioid. And an opioid is highly addictive. But instead of you getting a high like you get off an opioid, with these proteins, these gliadin proteins, you crave more of the wheat. So it's an addictive. It makes you crave more of the food.
Sounds like witchcraft.
Sounds like sorcery and witchcraft, just like Sister Quinn said. And the thing is, why are they doing this? Because their religion, what I say their religion is? Capitalism. Make money. If I could keep you coming back for my product, hey man, that's drug dealing basics. You know, you give them a taste and boom. So that's how that's one way this gliadin acts when it goes to those receptors in your head, these manipulated proteins from them breeding this. And they didn't just randomly breed this stuff and say, oh, dude, what does that verse says about them being good at wickedness? There's a Bible verse.
Sounds like crafty counsel, but
not crafty counsel. Somebody will post it in there, but there's a Bible verse about how they're wise to do evil and all this other stuff. All right. So that's what one of the things that gliadin does. And it's able, when it makes it, or if it makes it to your brain before the inflammatory response gets to it, that's the effect it has. Because your body's like, yo, something's off about this. It looks like this, but it's really something else. Okay. So, so like I said, they put this in other foods. So, what you need to look up is that you can look this up yourself. Like this ain't no top secret knowledge or nothing. It says gluten can be degraded into several morphine-like substances named gluten exorphins. These compounds have proven opioid effects and could mask the deleterious, and that means destructive, effects of gluten protein on gastrointestinal linings and function. So you're eating it and you're feeling so good that you can't feel the effects it's having on your intestinal tract. Like I said, there's a lot of, boy, like I was studying this stuff and I was like, well, I can't fit it all. There's a lot of destructive effects of this stuff. Okay. It's you know. So it says this is why we can comfort. So check this out. When you get off of wheat or off this man-made wheat, your appetite drops. Like down here in Straightway, Florida, a lot of brothers here in Straightway, Florida, man, we go off one meal a day. All I ate today was a big bowl of grapes all day. That's it. I'm not nearly as hungry as I used to be. You have people who will eat 3 meals a day and still be hungry. And what the Bible say, in the end times, you will be overcome by surfeiting. And surfeiting is overeating. And people don't realize the deception they're overeating. This is why, like, you know, with this gliadin and these proteins in here, you can eat this stuff and it never triggers your sedentary response. You just keep wanting, you keep craving, you ain't full. This is why you go to McDonald's and eat that shit and you just want more, even though you ate a bunch. Me, like I said, a bowl of grapes. All right. I already told y'all wheat and grain spike blood sugar because it is converted to sugar so quickly. These proteins, these manipulated in the man-made wheat, they break down so quick and they get assimilated in the body so fast, they just spike your blood sugar levels, okay? The sugars in it when it's converted. All right, let's see what else. All right. So here, the mass-produced man-made wheat you eat today is different in appearance, is different genetically, is different biochemically, is different physiologically, is different in the protein structures than the wheat we used to eat as a nation in Israel. Okay. And that's why I wanted y'all to understand that stuff you see on them shelves. I'm telling you, it is jacking you up. Many of these proteins, they cause allergies. They're allergens. Then on top of that, you put in the pesticides they spray on this stuff. And then you really have a recipe for disaster. Now, check this out. I saw a video recently where a person was saying, hey, it's crazy. You know, they have rashes and Crohn's disease and all these issues. And when they went overseas, they were eating the bread over there like never before. And their conditions actually cleared up. Well, over in Europe, they have much more stringent rules and laws for the FDA for their, for their foods and stuff. Over here in America, anything goes. So, and I can tell you firsthand, my Air Force squadron, when I was in the military, went over to Europe and they were over there for like 90 days. And they said, man, they were eating like 3 meals a day because it was like catered. And they were eating bread and all types of unhealthy stuff that they try to stay away from over here. And they said they were actually losing weight and their conditions were clearing up. Go trip off that. Okay. All right. Now, these proteins and substances in this man-made wheat, they disrupt your endocrine system. like I said, some of these proteins, they start lodging in and getting in there, and they throw your endocrine system haywire. In women, it can affect women by infertility, polycystic ovaries, excessive facial hair,
Fibroids.
Corey said fibroids. It has those types of effect on women. There, because they've set it up to grow fast, and it has all these weird proteins. There's a prolactin protein that goes in and stimulates, breast growth, and it does it in men also. So if you're a man, you're eating a whole bunch of this stuff, you're gonna have some big old hammers on you. You know what I'm saying? So it's and like I said, this is just stuff I grabbed. If you really dig in, man, you'll find this stuff is like, but this is the thing. This is the reason why a lot of y'all don't know this, is because the grain industry is so powerful. Like, they're the most powerful industry. And it's because they can make it's so lucrative, because that food, these grains are in everything. You can store them for long periods of time. You can ship them wherever you want to ship them. So it's like a global industry, and it's just a ton of money in it. Okay. So they're able to pay for studies and research and pay doctors off. But what you're going to see, some of this stuff I have up here is medical journals. Some of the information I'm going to put up here on the screen, it comes from medical journals. So yeah, you'll see it. It's not a game. All right, so let's get into some other stuff. Okay, we're gonna dig even deeper on this thing. Okay, and I see y'all coming in. What about this food? What about that? I got you. We getting all the meat off the bone today. All right. So look. All right. Let me see what's the other one I have. All right. Okay. What we're going to talk about now, because y'all kept hearing me say inflammation. Okay. So let me put this up here. Share this. All right. You got it. Okay, you got it up on your. All right. So we're going to share another slide. Hopefully y'all can see it. Yeah, y'all can read that, I'm sure. All right, so let's read this. This is inflammation. Inflammation, definition, diseases, types, and treatment is WebMD. It says, when inflammation happens, chemicals from your body's white blood cells enter your blood. Oh, I'm sorry. It says, chemicals from your body's white blood cells enter your blood or tissues to protect your body from invaders. Okay. And like I said, when these manipulated proteins that you're not supposed to be eating come into your body, your body, you're fearfully and wonderfully made. Your body knows. You don't got to know all this technical information. And that's what you're going to find as I come with the solution to all this. You don't got to know a whole bunch of technical information. The Most High Yah made your body, and it is fearfully and wonderfully made. And these wicked ass devils out here, they can't, what you're going to find, they can't come against it. You know what I'm saying? If you use wisdom, you know what I'm saying? And you're obedient, you eat what you should eat. Okay. You don't eat man-made poison. All right. But I just pulling up the definition of inflammation, and what they're not going to tell you is what I teach about here is the lymphatic system. Your white blood cells are made in the lymphatic system. Where it said in this definition here, it says when inflammation happens, chemicals from your body's white blood, chemicals from your lymphatic system, including white blood cells, enter your bloodstream, okay, to combat these foreign invaders. All right, so let's make sure we break that down right. But let's break down what inflammation is. When something foreign is in your body will release different substances. It'll release mucus or certain cells or whatever to encapsulate, contain this foreign invader that is in your body. Once it captures it, it's going to take it where, Coy? Take a guess. You're pretty knowledgeable on this too. To what system?
Digestion?
Nope, to the lymphatic system.
Oh, okay.
So if there's a foreign invader that it detects in the body, it's going to encapsulate it. And I know all my educated people who know about, the body and everything, I'm making it as basic as I can, okay? It's going to contain it, and then it's going to take it to the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system surrounds and permeates every organ in the body, and the lymphatic system is your body sewage system. It gets stuff out of the body. Outside of the digestive system gets whatever you eat. When it turns to waste, it gets that out of your body. But your lymphatic system even surrounds your digestive system. Okay? So when something foreign comes in your body and creates inflammation is your body trying to capture that thing since you were too dumb to detect, hey, that's poison, or they tricked you like they did me for years and started feeding me poison. I didn't realize I ate it, but because I am fearfully and wonderfully made by Yah, my lymphatic system captures it, pulls it. The inflammation captures it, pulls it into the lymphatic system so that it could be processed and removed out of the body. Okay? Does that make sense? Put a 100 up in there if that makes sense, or if I need to. Did that make sense the way I explained?
Yes.
Okay, all right. All right. So let me see where we are at. Okay. So this is gonna get good. So that's what happens with that. So your system is fearfully, wonderfully made. You got foreign invaders. Boom, 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 boom. But Israel's stubborn. So we gotta have our Captain Crunch cereal. Eating that man-made wheat. We gotta have our, you gotta have that hamburger with the bread all over it for lunch. And then for dinner, you gotta have that spaghetti, that pasta. And then you're doing it day in and day out, day in and day out. Your body is working like a goddamn rented mule. It's working. It's encapsulating and capturing and pulling, and it's just working and working. And eventually it just keeps on working, and it's slowly getting backed up lymphatically. And it's working. And it's encapsulating it. And it's inflaming. And it's inflammation. And it's tirelessly working. It's trying to get energy. But what? But the wheat is just grinding away at your gut. You're not absorbing the nutrients you need. So now you think you need more. Hey, honey, go get me some supplements. Get me this. And the news and the media and everybody else telling you need this supplement. You need that supplement. You need this. When you're not absorbing anything because you're grinding your gut away. And in the meantime, you're inflaming your body. This stuff, this man-made wheat and these proteins and molecules that are mutant are circulating through your brain and your head, all over your body. They're just going through, and your body's trying to grab them, but they'll make it to your brain and to all these different areas, and it's just a war going on in your body, and you slowly backing up, and then the next thing you know, Dr. Shakedown. We call him Dr. Shakedown because they're going to shake you down for money. Next thing you know, you start feeling weird. I feel tired, or my head hurt, or I got a bump here, or a lump here, or a rash here, or a weird feeling here, or something going on here. And they tell you, oh, it's whatever itis. If it's up here, it's this itis, or it's that itis, or it's something itis, or your kidney itis, or something going on with this organ or that organ. And you like, what the heck? And it's only one thing going on. You're beginning to back up lymphatically because you eating this man-made bread and other stuff, which I'll bring in other shows, and you're backing up. That's what's going on. Now, let me show y'all something. Have y'all ever heard, you've heard of high blood pressure, right? Yes. Y'all ever heard of high blood pressure? Have you ever heard of cholesterol? High cholesterol? Y'all ever heard of that? They be like, you got high cholesterol. And you're like, okay, I guess we'll you got cholesterol plaque and your arteries are getting stiff. You ever heard of that? Check this out. I'm going to show y'all. What I used to think it was because your liver creates cholesterol. Cholesterol is an inflammatory response. Okay? And your liver creates cholesterol, and your glandular system tells, it gives orders. It says, hey, something weird's in here. Create some cholesterol. So you start creating cholesterol. Okay. And I'm just showing y'all one aspect of this thing. I'm making it simple. So you create cholesterol. And I thought cholesterol builds up on your artery walls. Cholesterol doesn't build up on your artery walls. Cholesterol builds up in your artery walls. And let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm making it nice and simple. Because with this simple thing here, y'all gonna begin to see what's going on here. And then they'll probably shut my channel down, and the men will come for me. All right, check this out, y'all. This is a good illustration. This is the best one I could find. Okay, let's see. Share this. All right. Let me see if y'all can see that. I'm getting ready to put it up here. All right, y'all see that? That's an artery. Now, let me see if hopefully my mouse appears on there. Can you see that on there? You can see my mouse?
Let me see. Try again.
Well, you really can't see the mouse pointer, but what that is a blood vessel, okay? That's a blood vessel there, and that's where the blood's flowing through. And what that yellow stuff is cholesterol building up inside the artery wall, not in the artery itself where the blood flows through, but it's building up in the artery wall. You see how it's building up? And why do you think it's building up, Coy? Coy says she don't know. Hey, it's building up because of lymphatic stagnation. They are backed up lymphatically. To make it simple, their sewage system is backed up. So now everything's backing up. And depending on what area is getting used the most, or what area is genetically weak, that's where you're going to begin to see the effects of it first. So if you are genetically prone, or just due to your lifestyle, you are prone to using maybe a certain area a lot, that's where you're going to begin to see the effect. So let's say that's an artery somewhere in your head, because you're stressing a lot. You think a lot. You're dealing with a lot of stressful situations. So you're sending a lot of what up there to your head? A lot of blood is flowing up there to your head. Well, then that artery might begin to back up first. That cholesterol might begin to back up. Because with that cholesterol, that yellow you see there in that artery, the yellow you see there is cholesterol that has it has been deployed for the inflammatory response. It has grabbed stuff, foreign stuff, some of this crazy ass protein from this man-made wheat, and it has grabbed it and encapsulated it and pulled it out of the the artery and into the artery wall. And what would typically happen is it would drain into the lymphatic system to be removed out of the body. And we're going to get into why that's not happening in whoever's body this is right here in this photograph you see here. Okay, we're going to get into why it's backing up. But let's say it didn't happen here. Let's say the lymphatic backup happened in the skin or something. Then sometimes you get lumps there, bumps, rashes, whatever. It's cysts. It's lymphatic stagnation. But the reason why I'm pointing here is because these types of backups in the artery wall cause what? High blood pressure. Because your body has to work harder to pump the blood. Okay, why? It comes back to one thing: lymphatic stagnation. You are backed up lymphatically. Why? Because your body is so inflamed from eating the wrong food. So your body's, every time you eat, your body has to fight off all these foreign proteins and substances and all this stuff. So your body is literally constantly at war fighting. Okay. So, all right. So let me see where I want to go. And let me know if y'all understand what I'm saying. Okay. So, all right. All right. So now I'm going to prove, like I said, test the both. So I want to always prove what I'm saying. And let me put this up here. And like I said, this here is a medical journal. And I'm putting this up just to show the connection between the cholesterol system or whatever and the lymphatic system. So let me see if I could get this up here. All right, there it is. It says, to remove the excess accumulated cholesterol from peripheral tissue, cholesterol is transported through lymphatics, veins, and back to the liver for excretion. Now, that is not totally true. It actually transports it. The lymphatic system drains into the kidneys. It does drain into the liver, but primarily it drains into the kidneys. Can you get my charger there, please? Go ahead, thank you. Primarily, the lymphatic system is plugged in too. So, primarily, the lymphatic system drains into. Okay, yeah, that'll work. Y'all bear with me. I got to plug this in. Can you see over there? All right. So primarily, the lymphatic system drains into the kidneys. That is the primary modes of elimination for cellular waste. So that's any waste associated with tissue or anything like that is through the kidneys and the skin. So if the kidneys are shut down, and we will get into why the kidneys get shut down. If the kidneys are shut down, the waste is going to begin to try to come out the skin. So you'll get rashes, bumps, lumps, all types of weird. Or if you exercise and you sweat, you'll sweat it out. But a lot of people who are in bad shape and they're not in good condition, they don't sweat. So, it is what it is. All right. But I just wanted to show y'all the connection of why cholesterol begins to back up and cause high blood pressure, heart disease, all this stuff you hear getting talked about all the time. And I'm showing you the whole cycle of how this thing goes down. Okay. All right. Does that make sense? You understand?
Yes, it does. I learned something new. I did not know that was a contribution or contributed to high cholesterol.
Yeah. Okay. So let me see. I got another cholesterol picture to show y'all. For just in case that one I put up. Yeah, this one isn't quite as good, but I'm gonna make it bigger. There. Okay, so we'll share this one. Okay, so here's another cholesterol picture, and that's a regular vein, okay, or blood or artery. So he probably doesn't eat man-made wheat, and this look like somebody who eats the man-made wheat. And you see the way the plaque or the cholesterol, they call it plaque, but it's cholesterol, same thing. You see the way it's built up because what? The lymphatic system is backed up. So that plaque has nowhere to drain. Okay. And it's causing a blood restriction. So that would cause high blood pressure. Or if it was in the right place, it would cause a disease. You know what I'm saying? It causes heart disease. Okay. So hope this is making sense to y'all. All right, so now moving forward, because like I said, we're getting ready to bring it all totally back home. Why have the kidneys stop filtering? Okay. With the kidneys, the other thing that will shut kidneys down, one of the many things, there's a lot of stuff that'll shut kidneys down. But a lot of it has to do with our diet and how we eat. Because once the kidneys stop filtering, you stop draining lymphatically. And then it has to start going to the skin. That's why you see people begin to have skin conditions. So how does this person keep getting on here? Yeah, I'm a block them real quick. Yeah, anytime I'm kicking truth, Satan send his minions up in there. Let me delete this retard up out of here. Hold on. Hide. Okay. Boom. He gone. Okay. So I'm gonna work on him though. I'm gonna work on his channel. I'm gonna put some work in. I'm gonna have some people go over there. All right. So what shuts the kidneys down? Because the lymphatic system primarily drains. So your body sewage system primarily drains into the kidneys, through the kidneys, and you urinate it out. What shuts that down? Okay. What shuts it down? One of the main things that will shut the kidneys down quick is consuming caffeine. Caffeine puts your body in a fight or flight state. So what that does is prepares your body for war or for battle or for action. And what it does is to prepare for that, it shuts down any system that is not necessary for immediately. And your filtration system is not necessary immediately. So it shuts down the kidneys and you no longer are filtering. And then your system begins to back up. And as you continue with that, it continues to back up. Another thing that shuts down and overwhelms and damages the kidneys is too much protein, consuming too much protein. So eating a lot of beans and I know I'm slowly eliminating. Y'all like, yo, Mike, what the hell are we going to eat? That's why Sister Koya is on deck, because she's going to bring some good solutions. But eating a lot of beans, eating too much meat. I eat meat, but very sparingly. I'm not eating meat 3 times a day, every day, day in and day out. I'm not eating beans every single day, day in and day out. But these foods and the caffeine, that's like a one like a Mike Tyson combination on your kidneys, and it just shuts them down. And I know, to my advanced herbal and people who have my anatomy people, I know y'all like, yeah, you making that extra simple with sugar on top. But I think the people get where I'm coming from. I'm trying to keep it basic so everybody understands this, because it's important information. And people are out here dying from this stuff. My father died from this stuff, from not knowing this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So these grains, man, this is the way they are. Uh-oh. And I'm about to say something, man. Mud's going to be feeling some type of way. Alcohol, that's another major one. And alcohol is like a Mike Tyson three-piece, because alcohol banging on your kidneys, and it contains all the, particularly some of these beers. I knew a dude, there was something going on with the beer he was drinking, the way it was messing with him. And he ended up drinking, making his own beer from honey somehow. And so he drank some type of honey beer he made. I'm not saying don't drink alcohol. I'm saying everything in moderation. That's all I'm saying, before everybody jump on me. And, so yeah, you just want to do it in moderation, because, like I said, alcohol is going to be working on your kidneys, on your liver, and on your blood sugar levels, and on everything else. So everything in moderation. You know what I'm saying? Got to use wisdom with it. All right. Okay. So moving forward, let me see where I am at. Because right now I done beat y'all down. Now I'm going to build y'all up. Okay. I'm seeing if I'm at the build up point yet. I showed y'all the lymph connection. And next time I come on here, I'm gonna be more organized with my material and everything. So okay. So let me, and like I said, I want to make a point of this. All what you're seeing is man trying to be God, trying to compete with the Most High Yah. They're trying to be Yah. You know what I'm saying? They trying to make drought resistant wheat and all this other stuff, and in turn killing folks. You know what I'm saying? And let me say this: everything I'm telling you, I don't just know it from reading it on Google. I read all this stuff on Google, but the reason why I know it's the truth is because I done it. I eliminated wheat for the most part, and grains for the most part. I eat them very sparingly, but I've eliminated them out of my diet for the most part. And in the last year or so, I've been the least active as I've ever been in my whole life, because being a head of an assembly and running a business, and I do a lot of paperwork now, computer work and stuff like that. I'm not as active as I used to be. And I am as slim as I've ever been. At one point, I think I got down to 185 pounds. Mind you, when I was eating wheat and grains and I was playing basketball 6 times a week on a pretty high level, and Koya can attest to that. She knows I still had a belly and a gut, and I was overweight. I was weighing in at like 225 pounds and everything. Right now, I'm probably sitting maybe around 200, 198, whatever. I don't lift weights. I don't do nothing. Now, I'm getting to the point where, because I'm weak as shit right now, and I'm getting ready to embark on a weightlifting program to bulk up and get big. But I don't have an issue with, weight. Okay. And the thing I cut out was the grains. Why did I embark on this? Why have I been studying about this? Because I was having issues being real lethargic, being tired, feeling like numbness, weird sleeping. Other people I know waking up with numb arms and just weird conditions, and trying to figure out what the hell is going on. For me, it was nervous system issues, nervous tics and weird stuff. And then what I began to find on the mornings, we'd have breakfast in the morning. Corey would make pancakes and all this stuff. And I'd eat them, and boy, I'd be out the whole day. I'd eat 2 sandwiches of whole wheat, whole grain bread. And I'd just be tired, and I couldn't focus and concentrate. And I was like, what the hell is going on? And I began to eliminate stuff and look for what it is. And lo and behold, eliminated all the grains, and it all went away. And like I said, I'm slowly narrowing it down to other things. Like, for instance, I ate a whole bunch of corn chips this week, and I'm feeling like I'm having a hard time concentrating and not sleeping well. And it's like, I see it. It's like, it's these grains. And it's the way what I'm gonna be researching in the coming weeks are these different proteins and how they act on the body. Gluten is the one a lot of y'all know about, but then there's gliadin, and there's all types of other proteins that have been manipulated, and they mess with your body and have you jacked up with all these conditions and stuff out there. Okay, so that brings us to the now what? What do I eat? Come on over here, Corey. What do I eat? What do I do? And as you know, we got the herbs, but this is what I be trying to subtly tell people, man, when they call us, because we have herbs that will get your lymphatic system shaking heavy and moving hard like it needs to be. That will clear you out and get these fluids moving like they're supposed to. But if we send you our kidney adrenal formula that get your kidneys going, and then we send you our lymphatic formula to get your lymphatic system flowing, it's like you come to me, like, because I'm a mechanic, so it'd be like you coming to me and be like, hey man, my car ain't running right, can you get it to run right? And I'm like, yeah man, it's a gasoline powered car, you putting diesel in. Yeah, but I like diesel.
Change the fuel.
I like, look, I get you running right, but you're gonna have to put gas in it after, because I'm gonna pour this stuff in, and it's gonna, all that carbon built up from you running diesel in it. I could clear all that out, but it's gonna come back worse if you keep putting diesel in. Yeah, but could I use the eco-friendly diesel? It's like, dude, this thing was designed to run on gas. You know what I'm saying? So if you keep eating that Franken wheat and these crazy ass grains out here, I could give you these herbs, and it might make the lump go down, or the blood pressure will go down, whatever. But then something else is gonna happen. It's gonna be something else, and you just gonna be giving me money, And we ain't trying to shake Israel down. We trying to help Israel heal, So what do you do? What's going on? So what happens when you're on a diet? Like, let's say your meal, let's say one meal is a hamburger and French fries. Then your next meal is spaghetti with meatballs and all this stuff. And you're just consuming these foods, the pastas and the grains. And then for breakfast, you're having cereal and you're eating all this stuff. That's not how we eat over here. Okay, we don't eat that way, because when you eat like that, you're literally dehydrating and drying your body out and inflaming it. And then there's nowhere for that inflammation to move, and you begin to become stagnant, and things begin to back up, And what does your body do? Your body is fearfully and wonderfully made, and it's wise. So what your body does is encapsulates it, and what it'll show up as is a bump. Sometimes you'll see a bump on the outside of your skin. They'll call it a cyst or whatever. They'll call it something. Sometimes those bumps form inside in your artery, like what I showed you. It's the same thing. Sometimes it'll be in an organ or whatever. Sometimes it'll be a rash. Sometimes it'll show up as a headache, and you got bumps in your head, on your vessels in your head. Sometimes they'll call it a tumor. You see what I'm saying? It's just stagnation. It's backed up. How do you break that down? You got to change your diet. You got to eat the Yah-made food. You got to eat more of the Yah-made food. You got to eat more of the food that the Most High made. The higher off the ground it is, the better it is. You need to start eating fruit. Okay? That's the answer. What the fruit does, the fruit contains it. The fruit hydrates your body, and it hydrates your body better than water, because what? The water in a grape is filtered through the most brilliant filtration system, the plant. If that grape is big and juicy, you know that plant is nice and healthy, right? And how are you going to know that grape is big and juicy? When you bite into it and it tastes good. It's a confirmation that this is good, healthy food and everything's good to go. You see how simple stuff is? So you can eat a lot of your cleansing, detoxifying fruits. So for anything, like if you're dealing with something, and I'm just kind of getting off topic for a sec, but with your berries, that's anything neurologically related. You want to get on those berries, okay? Grapes are like the heal-all food. We do grape fasts here in Straightway, Florida sometimes. Nothing but grapes. I do watermelon fast sometimes. I just eat nothing but watermelon. Those are some of your more powerful cleansing fruits and stuff like that, that bring the proper nutrients and stuff like that into your body, and the proper hydration into your body to get things moving again. And then you eliminate the man-made wheat out, the grains. And so somebody was asking, what about ancient grains? What about this, that, and the other? In moderation, the way we ate it in Israel, it was fine. But right now, we're in a critical situation because they have this hyper wheat with all the bad stuff has been magnified in it. You need to give it a break and cut it out and not consume it anymore, so that your body can and consume stuff that's going to get your body flowing and moving in the right direction, the fluids and stuff in your body flowing and moving in the correct direction, and begin getting things draining. So these lumps and bumps and bruises and well, not bruises, but these lumps, bumps, cysts, styes, high blood pressures, backed up, these stiff arteries and all this stuff, you can rehydrate your body. Right now, your body is like a dry sponge. You know what I'm saying? And you have to absorb some nutrients into it, some Yah-made nutrients into it. You gotta, let your gut heal so it can absorb the nutrients it needs. You're malabsorbed. People are walking around starving, and it's by design because they want you addicted and hungry. So you keep coming back, getting them yuck burgers, or going to Chick-fil-A and eating all that damn sugar over there and all that nasty stuff. That you keep going back to these places. They see the addictive properties of the. So when you look on these labels, like I said, when you look on a label, you see what you see on a label. The order of the ingredients is the amount in there. So the first thing on there is what there's the most of in there. Okay. So like I said, a lot of these foods, you'll see them put certain proteins and stuff on there, and I'm gonna do a show on that later. But you'll see them put why are they putting this wheat derived protein in my ketchup to make it more addictive because of those opioid like proteins that are in that wheat, because they have found how addictive it is. And like I said, the religion of Babylon, of this Greco-Roman beast system, is capitalism. And the key is getting you to keep coming back and buying more and more and more. They don't care what it does to you, but y'all does. That's why y'all made fruit. So now we're going to get into what should you be eating, okay? So for me, a typical day, I eat fruit all day for the most part. Sometimes I eat cashews if I'm really feeling like I got to crunch something. But for the most part, like the other day, I went downstairs for work. I wasn't in the kitchen for 20 minutes trying to fix something, a sandwich and all this crap to take to work. No, went downstairs. There was a bag of oranges in the refrigerator with 8 of them in there. And I grabbed the whole bag and went to my car and got in. And I started peeling one and eating it. I ate about 2 or 3 oranges on the way to work. And then at lunch, I ate about 4 of them. And that was all I ate. Why? Because I'm not like craving food like that. Because like I said, that protein from that opioid protein that's in that man-made wheat makes you crave food. It makes you hungry. It makes you eat more. You're hungry all the time. That's why you got a lot of people who get up middle of the night, standing in front of the refrigerator trying to eat at the middle of the night. As you eliminate that and you get over your food addiction, and you might need deliverance to break some of these food addictions. We have here. I had to get deliverance from caffeine addiction. Okay? I was like, man, I saw it in the deliverance manual because it was like food addictions. I was like, man, please don't let it say caffeine. Last thing it said, caffeine. I was like, oh, gotta get that spirit off. And that's a big one because that shuts things down. That shuts down your adrenal glands. Like I said, that's going to be another show. And that shuts down your kidneys. But you got to get off these foods. So what is a typical day for me? Like I said, on the way to, that's what I had. Today, I went down there. There was a thing of grapes. I grabbed the whole thing, rinsed them off, threw them in a tote, in a bowl, and headed out to work. And I just munched on them all day. And I haven't ate really any food even all the way up to now. When we're done with the show, Coy is going to fix, the food she made. And that brings us to the Koya part of the show, okay? Where Koya don't, I told Koya, look, you need to come on the show and, tell people, how to eat. And to her, this is her life. Like, this is her life. So to her, it's no big deal. It's like, she don't think she does anything special. Y'all, but we eat totally different than everybody, but we eat good. Yeah. Let me say this. I'm not walking around here starved. When I say, like, if I need to eat 2 things of grapes, I can't eat 2 things of grapes. But like when I ate 5 oranges or 4 oranges, man, when I get to that 4th orange, oranges trigger your sedentary response. They trigger that I'm full response. And after that, you can't eat anything else. You're done. It's done. It's a wrap. Okay? And so, same with the foods that Sister Koya makes. So one food I want you to elaborate on, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to call out some of the foods she makes, and she can elaborate on them a little bit. Koya, tell them one of the staples we have around here that we consume a ton of.
Chickpeas.
And why do we consume so much of that?
Because they're alkaline and they're nutritionally valuable.
And
they taste good, and it's a fruit. And one thing that, we have to stop thinking is that healthy food don't taste good.
And she make it taste good.
Well, healthy food in this house tastes good.
It tastes good.
So yeah, chickpeas definitely.
So we consume a lot of chickpeas. One of the things I have that I consume on a that she makes is hummus.
Yes.
She will make hummus and put honey in it, and
only because you asked for honey. You know,
yeah,
you don't have to put honey in it, but that's something that you prefer in your hummus.
and it tastes damn good.
Yes,
It's good. It's damn good.
That's his.
And I dip either cucumbers in it or grapes in it, or you could dip apples in it. And you, as you begin, like, and the brothers will be having all this other stuff that she's making. She gives a choice. She gives an option.
We have a balance.
But
the priority is to always keep everyone healthy. That's what you're going to get here at Straightway Florida. Our priority is health.
Is health. And we keep, the brothers stay slim. Now they have their other stuff, that they eat, but the meals that are cooked, you can eat as much as you want of them.
Yes. Without guilt.
Without guilt.
Guilt-free food.
And it's going to be good. Now, she made chili the other night. And there was a vegan option and a meat option.
Yes. So, well, the chili was, it was really, really easy to make because I did use kidney beans, I did use pinto beans, and I also used chickpeas.
But sparingly.
But a lot of vegetables, lots of green leafy vegetables, and a lot of the good seasonings, that you want in your chili.
And the thing is, it was seasoned so good, it was like, Yes. Now
we don't use chili packets.
Yeah, she did it from scratch. Now, substituting some stuff. So, for instance, where y'all might make macaroni and cheese, Koya will make
cauliflower mac and cheese.
So instead of using that wheat, those noodles, she uses cauliflower instead.
Or you can use chickpea pasta. Chickpea is so versatile. You can use chickpea flour, chickpea pasta. It's just a phenomenal food. We have to keep chickpea in our house.
All right, Sister K, as recipe book coming soon.
I've really been praying about that because that's going to take me some time, but it's something that's needed. It's becoming a necessity right now, as I see it.
Now, but you will. I recommended that she.
Yes,
go ahead.
For the website, we will beginning in June. We will be adding a section to our website that will say recipes, alkaline recipes, meal balance recipes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now, I'm going to back up just for a quick second because who told us that we needed 3 meals a day? That's just something that we need to rethink and reconsider because you don't need to eat 3 heavy meals every day.
Yeah.
That's just disrespectful to your body, to your temple. But we still want to give people those options who are transitioning out of that mindset. So.
Okay. So real fast, another thing that just came to mind that she can really elaborate on is because I love pancakes. All right. And, but like I said, I'm gonna do a study on the proteins that are in these manipulated grains, and even a lot of the things that champion themselves as ancient grains and all that, Ezekiel breads and all this stuff. I'm telling you, it's grown the same way. Corey, talk about how some of the ways you made them pancakes somehow.
Yeah. So there is a few types of flour that we like to use that are ancient grains. One of them is spelt. That's the most common one that you'll see. All right. The other that we like to use is teff flour. That's not very common, but it's becoming more popular, And then there is amaranth. Now, when he started coming to me asking me, hey, I really like the pancakes, but I don't want all the gluten, I started using spelt, but he was still having some reactions.
I was still feeling it. I could feel it.
To spelt. So I just went a little bit more deeper. So I began to use chickpea flour.
Boom.
That's not a grain.
Boom.
And it works. It tastes so good. And I know how to, I guess, flavor it, season it, and still give it that good taste that he was used to having without him feeling like he's missing out on something.
Right.
So
and like I said, initially you got to figure out the season and how to season it. But think about what we're saying and what I just said. We get this stuff and we use plants to make it taste good. So it's, you know what I'm saying? Let's think of something else. What else?
Well, we do a lot of soups, we do a lot of salads, we do a lot of green leafy vegetables, veggies, you know, we do a lot of smoothies. And like you said,
okay, so look, let me tell y'all if you take anything away, you should not, if you're not, you need to have fruit for breakfast. Like, work towards that. That's a big one. Like, have fruit for breakfast. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, again, if you're eating that bread is going to have your stomach growling. It tricks your mind. You're going to be craving food, and you're going to be craving bread. Like, read up on this stuff. Go ahead.
That's because you're nutritionally deficient.
Yeah.
And the body's like, hey, I'm hoping that you're going to put something back in me to replenish me. And if you're not putting back in the things that are healthy for you, you're going to still be hungry. And it's just going to be a vicious cycle. And it's going to become a food addiction.
Yep.
But we also do nuts and seeds and lentils. So it's pretty balanced what we do here. But we again, the key is to making healthy food taste good.
Right. But so don't forget that chickpea pasta. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna help y'all out.
That's a game changer.
That's a game changer there. You know, and
because please don't ask people to give up pasta. That's like no, don't ask.
That's a rough one.
Yeah.
So same thing with oatmeal. It's so all right. So something I didn't go into with the grains, they break that the way they break down and go into your body. It's a lot of sugar coming into your body, and what your body does is it breaks it down. Then it goes to the liver. The liver converts it into sugar, and it's sending so much sugar into the body that it overloads it. So then the liver has to convert it. I forget what it's called, glycogen or something like that. But the liver converts it and stores it in the liver. And when the liver stores get full, it stores it on you as fat. So when you're drinking these sugary drinks, and when I say sugary drinks, dude, the Tropicana orange juice is worse than Coca-Cola soda with the amount of sugar they pour in it. All these bottled juices forget about it. If you have to have a sweet drink, you need to just squeeze some lemon in some water and put some stevia in it and begin to acquire the taste for that.
Good. That tastes amazing.
Very
simple, and it's delicious. And
yeah. Start drinking smoothies, you know, just blend up your fruit and drink a smoothie. And if you start doing this, I mean, it's gonna switch big time. And I already knew. I was like, Koy, like I said, Koy don't think it's anything big, but I already knew everybody's gonna be like this. People are asking you to do cooking classes and all that. And you know, maybe communally.
I desire to do those things. I just right now.
There's a lot going on here. You know what I'm saying?
In time.
Yeah.
In time, for sure.
So, but you know, you can research this stuff. You know, all this is just to get your ears, make you aware of this, and look, the internet is at your fingertips. You know what I'm saying? But you got to just try it for a season. Do a grain-free fast, or do what you might try to do is do a mono fast. Go 3 days grapes only. You know what I'm saying? Go 3 or 4 days watermelon only. You know, and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? See what happens. But yeah, let me look in here and check out questions. So okay, so and I'm glad you put that in there, because for the Feast of Unleavened Bread, for me, Feast of Unleavened Bread, I'm gonna be eating bread. You know, I'm gonna eat what's there. You know, but what I'm looking at when I look at Straightway and Pastor Dow and the way he's moving and his push, he's saying he's pushing for us to come out of her. You know, he's saying, Pastor, if you look at his example, they grow their food out there. Mm-hmm. They're trying to get off of their reliance of these other nations. One of my priorities is, shoot, man, when I get my land, you already know we're gonna be growing herbs, but I'm gonna try to grow some wheat, some legitimate real wheat. You know what I'm saying? And see how that affects my body. You know, clearly, I showed you with the evidence, with their own evidence, that they've bred this stuff into something that does not even resemble wheat as is written in Yah's word. Mm-hmm. I've showed you the effects this stuff has on our body, on our temple. So my prayer is, Yah, just guide our footsteps. He will. He gonna get us right. That's why he put it on my heart to bring this out. And hey, you know, we're gonna get it right. Like I said, there are Koya knows a lot of these ancient grains and stuff like that.
Even the ones that you know, if you just want to replace your flour, you can use almond flour or coconut flour, and those you know, boom, nut flours are so easily accessible. You can pick them up from your local grocery store. But the more ancient grains, you do have to search and seek them out. They're a little harder to find. But hopefully, you know, we can provide some resources to people, you know, so they know where they can purchase them from.
Yeah. So yeah, that's real talk. So that was a good question. She said, so for the Feast of Unleavened Bread, is there a specific type of flour to use, or could I opt to use the flours you mentioned? I know we always try to use gluten-free flour.
Yes. And you do have to be careful with those type of gluten-free flours that you can find at your local grocery store, because they have ingredients in them that are still unhealthy.
And bleach, hey, look, bleach flour, I have to do a show on that, on what it does to your digestive tract. Yes. I mean, this stuff, look, these people, man, anything they touch, they turn to doo-doo, period. I'm telling you, like, what haven't they screwed up? You know what I'm saying? It's like, so.
But one thing we have to really work on is being content and not falling for our cravings and for the lust of the flesh, because that's usually what that is.
Yeah.
When we get those cravings that pop in the mind, or they hit the spine or whatever, you have to say, well, ask yourself, where's this coming from? Am I bored? Why do I want this? You know, is this healthy? Is this going to hydrate me, or is this going to take me in the wrong direction?
Right.
And sometimes, look, I get it. You know, it's okay to have things that you normally wouldn't eat, but you just have to be careful and know your limits.
And like I said, food addiction is real. I mean, that look, we showed you where they have basically opioids in the food. And I mean, does it sound that far-fetched the way these people are? You know, the way how greedy these corporations are, you know. That's why in this day and time, man, the only way to stay healthy is to get stuff as intact as it could be. That's why fruit and the vegetables, you know, they could only tamper with it so much. But we're fast coming, we're fast coming into the time where we have to grow our own food. And I'm telling you this because, like I said, I'm on a cutting edge. I watch health and nutrition, herbs and stuff. I watch all this stuff closely. And even the fruits and the vegetables are getting ready to get to a point where you just gonna have to come out of her, my people. Like Pastor B saying. Like but coming out of her ain't just, you know, like the Christians, you know, oh, I didn't come out of her in my mind, you know, and all that. You got to literally come out of her, move out of her, you know, in every way, shape, or form. I mean, they're pushing us to that point. You know what I'm saying? That's literally what I'm seeing when I'm reading the medical journals and these reports on all this stuff and how it's affecting our body. I'm like, yo, these people trying to kill us. And then you got the high blood pressure, and you go to them to their medical system, and they really do a number on you. And it's all cash driven. So, like I said, that's why I named this the Hebrew Health Series, because anytime you see that header at the beginning of the content I put out, you already know what you're gonna be getting. You know what I'm saying? So let me think. Tacos. I like tacos.
Like the crispy chickpea fritters.
Tell them about that. Chickpea fritters.
So,
that's damn good.
That's a favorite here at our community, and we had the honor of serving that to the Straightway North Carolina Saints when they came down a couple weeks ago, and they loved it. But yeah, the crispy chickpea fritters. It's chickpeas, a little bit of onion, purple onion, cilantro. You can use corn. You don't have to. And then you can use brown rice or quinoa. And you can fry them up with some grapeseed oil, or you can bake them. But they are amazing. And of course, you put all your seasonings in there. And you serve it up with a kale coleslaw salad. And it's amazing. You got a meal. And it's very simple. And it's nutritious, and
the thing that where the level you want to get to, and that's where she's at, is making the food so that not only is it healthy, but it cleanses you.
Yes,
it's not just, well, it's healthy, ain't gonna hurt you. No, it's actually cleansing you, helping you to eliminate, and that's where and then. When you're able to season it to taste good, now you're in a win-win situation. And that's why I really leaned on her with this show here that, hey, I want you to come on, because I'm looking at the comments and I already knew it was going to be this way, because, okay, I can't eat this, but what? You know, and we're trying to give y'all some options. So yeah, you know, and you'll see a difference. So if you could learn to supplement with those recipes, and then begin to increase your fruit intake,
hydrate,
which is going to hydrate you, and it's going to cleanse you, because because the fruit cleanses. You notice what I really haven't even talked about were what? The herbs. Now see, how do the herbs come into it all? Well, when you're eating in this manner, and then we throw some herbs after it, they accelerate it. They magnify it. You know, herbs are you know, super vegetables. You know, they just, you know, so they just hit harder. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm dealing with people that have some type of issue, you know, hey, start eating this way. And people be like, and then I like, and take these herbs. You know, you can't just take the herbs. So yeah, y'all. Let me see. All right, let me see what else. Let's see if y'all ask. I am a witness of the chickpea fritters. So good. Blessings. Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. Now, but say this too, because originally you had to put breadcrumbs in there.
Mm-hmm.
And literally I can feel it because I'm telling you, when I grew up, you know, I don't know what it is, but it's just, I know what it is. The inflammation is going to affect the weakest area in your body first. So you're going to get the lymphatic backup, and it's going to manifest in the weakest part of your body. So for some people, it might be their heart. Yeah. So they'll come up with heart issues. Some people might be their circulatory system. They start getting high blood pressure. For some people, it might be neurological. So you'll get neurological issues. That is where it's going to hit first. All it is to me is a sign that, hey, he or she is backed up lymphatically. You see what I'm saying? I want y'all to understand that. You know what I'm saying?
It can be fixed.
And it can be fixed, and it's not complicated. And that's what they don't want you to know. Yah put everything in place. Yah has, I'm telling you, he gave us the land to grow the food. You know what I'm saying? He didn't give us the land to build a damn Walmart and run up in there to them clowns, you know?
And what else are you doing when you're growing your food? You're moving your body.
You're in the sun. You're sweating.
You're exercising.
Yeah, so you don't gotta pay money to you don't have to pay money to a gym to sit there and go like this when you could be going like this, picking food to eat and get the same exercise and not be paying money for it, but be saving money, you know? So shalom, brother Rodney. He said, we're trying to eliminate as much bread in our house as much as possible. Thanks for the advice, Brother Mike. My wife's health is getting much better. That's one of the brothers here in Straightway, Florida. Now, like I said, I'm a have Koi expedite updating her website with healthy solutions for, you know, names of bread, grains that you can make your bread with and all that stuff like that. You know, I'll tell you this. If you use anything but wheat, you're making a big step. But I'm telling you, the key is to just get off that stuff altogether so that you can heal up and not have these issues. All right, one last thing. Something y'all can look up so that, you know, it's just more confirmation that what I'm saying is spot on. There was a mental institution that there was a food shortage, and you can look this story up. There was a food shortage or whatever, but whatever, I think it was during World War II or something like that. But there was a food shortage for whatever reason. They ran out of bread, and they couldn't serve bread in a mental institution. And while they weren't serving the bread, everybody's mental issues subsided, and it's documented. So that's telling you something. I mean, there's plenty of examples backing up what I'm saying. But hey, I'm telling you, test my boast. Go grain free for a month and see what happens. I've told people before, and I don't hear anything because everybody addicted to them opioid proteins. You see what I'm saying? But you might need some deliverance to get that spirit off, you know? So
definitely.
Yeah. Did you have anything else?
No, sir.
Oh, Anyway, y'all, I hope this was edifying. Y'all definitely get this information out. Y'all definitely share this. I'm a try to get this out. See if I could share it around straightway for anybody who might have questions. And somebody asked, canned chickpeas? Yes, we use canned chickpeas. And just so y'all know, I don't know if we said, but hummus is made from chickpeas.
Sometimes they call them garbanzo beans or garbanzo beans.
And you can buy the 60-pound sack to store them. Yep, buy them bulk. Planting chickpeas this year. Boom.
Nice. Good job.
Boom.
Goals.
Yeah. When will the kidney kickstart be back in stock?
About 6 weeks.
6 weeks?
Yes. We'll be shipping them out.
Okay, but we're gonna make it in bulk. So we're gonna get it to the point where we always have it on hand.
That's becoming like a very, very popular bestseller. It's the kidney kickstart.
Everybody's look. It's not if your kidneys are shut down, it's how shut down are they?
How bad.
And that's because everybody drinks caffeine and eats a whole bunch of protein, and protein is a lot on the kidneys. They're not saying protein's bad, but it just puts a big load on your kidneys. So when you eat, let's say you eat a serving a bunch of meat and beans or whatever, something with a lot of protein, your body takes the little bit it needs and the rest goes to the kidneys. So if you're constantly doing that, you really putting a lot on your kidneys. And then on top of that, you're drinking caffeine, you're shutting your kidneys down. You really, that's why you see a lot of health issues and health conditions. The website.
Yes, it is householdherbs.com. Householdherbs.com.
Yep. So, and we're gonna get after it. I'm gonna have her mass produce these. We got jars of this stuff just waiting, but it has to sit for a little while.
Yes.
So, are you bringing any tinctures to Passover? Yes, we'll be bringing them up there, and I'll be doing a class up there. You know, if Pastor lets me, I'll do a class at Passover. You know, if there's time, because I don't know. You know,
short feast.
Yeah, it's a short feast. This makes so much sense. All praise to the Most High for natural healing and this knowledge. Yeah. Now, mind you, I only told y'all part, but I tried to tell y'all one of the most important foundational parts. But there's other things that tie in also.
Right.
But like I said, you know, this right here will get your foot out of the grave. Like you got one foot in the grave, this will get it out. Do you recommend a B12 supplement? So let me tell you this. You know, one of the things malabsorption causes is you not to absorb what you need. You know what I'm saying? So, but go ahead, Coy, because.
Well, I know for me personally, when I became plant-based or vegan, I needed to supplement B12. But since I've also learned that, okay, hey, I'm not just going to rule out meat totally. I'm still going to have my meats here and there, but only in moderation. There will be a balance, you know. It may not be once a week or, you know, but it will be, you know, as needed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not over consuming.
And me, I haven't totally researched out B12, but I do know, again.
Yes, most hardcore vegans need a B12 supplement.
But I know there are herbs that, you know, but like I said, I do my research on it. But the other thing is, while I was doing my research, the wheat, the man-made wheat, there's something it does where it pulls a lot of important nutrients out of your body. And I want to say the method in which it does it is because it's causing the inflammation. Your body's having to pull calcium from these different places, which calcium is a builder. It holds tissues together. So when your calcium is getting pulled because calcium also will it'll neutralize acids and stuff like that in your body. Well, when you're real acidic, your body's pulling calcium from everywhere, and then everything will start sagging. Your skin will start sagging. Your hammers will be sagging. Everything will be hanging off and not together right. You'll start having issues. So, man, I could go on and like I didn't go into all that. Y'all, when it comes to this stuff, it's like, yo, this is the poison. And like they slick with it. They like the Heart Association recommends a slice of bread 3 times. Ooh, I know what I left out. Trip off it. Look at the food pyramid.
Yeah.
That ought to do the food pyramid. The base of the food pyramid is grains. They're telling you need 6 to something servings of it a day.
A day. Mm-hmm.
Dude, and it's all like it comes from Rockefeller and this whole agenda to monetize everything. And it's satanic. It's like, yo, I'm telling you, man, go look at the food pyramid. Somebody said when I did the 30 days no bread, it was extremely hard. I had to start over 3 times. Yeah. Hey, there's spirits on that thing.
Yeah.
Like you might have to get deliverance and get a spirit cast off from that first. Now, mind you, I'm going to tell you the way I've done a lot of where I'm at now is I slowly eliminated stuff.
It wasn't just overnight. I'm just going cold turkey,
right?
Per se.
Yeah, that's why I said, hey,
a process of just giving it up here. I'm gonna give it up here, and then you just became free from it. So,
what do I think of glycation? Glycation is are you talking about where the wheat or whatever the proteins in it they go into a gland or whatever, and they cause, like I said, your breasts to become engorged and grow in men and women. Like I think I talked about that earlier. But yeah, I don't think it's cool because I don't want no big titties. Yeah, I'm a dude, So is kombucha okay? The whole thing.
That is so much sugar.
Right. But
too much sugar.
Well, the whole thing with the kombucha is also for the gut flora and back. So look, when you properly when your diet becomes proper, your gut flora becomes proper. Like that's the best way I could put that. But again, go back to what I said. This man-made wheat is tearing your gut up. You know what I'm saying? And it's tough to get off. Like I slowly weaned off, and then you can't just come off this stuff and not have something to look forward to and eat. That's why I knew it was important to bring her on and let y'all know, yo, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Like, you ain't gonna just be sitting there eating celery sticks like.
Although we do eat celery sticks.
Yeah, but we eat good too. Like my favorite days are taco day. And then Sister Leah does crunch wraps. Mm-hmm. And on that, I eat grain. Like it's gluten-free wraps on it. So we have that. Fritter day. That's another one I'll be like, and now it's to the point where when I do go out and eat somewhere, like we went to this one place to eat. We
also do curry too, by the way. We do chickpea curry, and it's delicious. That's Sister Leah's dish.
Well, and it ain't my favorite. Like the crunch wraps, but it's to the point now when we do go out or the last time we went out to eat, I was like, yo, I don't want to eat no. Like it seemed like something dirty about the food, like something. I don't like eating out no more, you know. And it's like you can change your tastes and your likes to stuff with repetition and consistency. A lot of people don't know that, you know.
Changing bad habits.
You could change some bad habits.
Or spirits.
Yeah.
Get deliverance.
Yeah, so but yeah, so probably my next show will probably be on sugar, maybe.
Yes.
But if you don't believe what I'm saying, look up, like I said, the glycemic index of sugar versus the glycemic index of most of these breads. And you'll see the bread is way higher. So, and the bread is so innocent looking. It's like it's bread. You know, we eat it with everything. You don't even think about it because it's everywhere.
It's so convenient.
It's convenient. It, you know, it's just a staple. You've been raised on it.
Most people think, well, if I have to eliminate bread, what am I going to eat?
Yep. And that's why Coy gonna show y'all how we do it. I'm gonna have her start taking pictures of the meals. What are we having tonight?
We're actually having a hearty vegetable soup.
What all's in it?
With cornmeal and gluten-free muffins.
That I ain't touching. Because for me, I'm so sensitive to these grains. I've realized this week, any grain messes with me. Even the corn chips I was eating, it messes with me. So I'm the closest I've ever been to being completely grain free.
Yes.
Because I never went totally grain free, you know. So we're gonna see what's up. Yeah. So tell them what all's in the soup real quick.
So in the soup, you have chickpeas, you have cabbage, you have carrots, you have celery. I do believe that there are green beans, sweet potatoes, and a lot of the herb seasonings. And we also, I don't think I did it this time, but we have a beef vegetable soup with the vegan vegetable soup. But it's really good. It's very flavorful. And it has obviously tomatoes and all the seasons that you like in your soups. So,
yeah.
It's good.
So yeah, we would try to, you know, put information out about, you know, what we eat and all that stuff as much as we can, you know, because you do have to have something to go to, an alternative. But I think that chickpea pasta should keep y'all plenty busy, and also look at all the stuff you can make with cauliflower.
Yes, you can even make a cauliflower cheese out of cauliflower. For those who, you know, because you do have cashew cheese you can make, you do have Brazil nut cheese you can make, but some people are sensitive to nuts. So then you go for cauliflower cheese. And it's delicious. You add some nutritional yeast in it, and it tastes just like cheese.
So, like I said, what it comes down to is just, you know, doing your research, understanding, you know, and then when you're making these, don't get discouraged, because you can season it to the point where, like I said, that vegan chili she made last week was better than any chili. I'm talking about the regular chili that we've made. Yeah. You know, it was off the charts. But me, I'm gonna have to find a corn chip alternative. So that might be my mission, or I just have to give it up. You know, we'll see. But yes, foods with lycopene block the growth of cancers. Okay, fruits heal cancer. Okay. So yeah, how does grain mess with you? Just start this video over and you will see. But basically what it comes down to is that these grains are hybridized or crossbred and manipulated, and the proteins are not the same proteins that original grain had. They're these mutated proteins that have adverse effects to the body that the body
cannot break down.
That the body can't break down, and the body realizes it's a foreign protein that doesn't belong there, and it has a inflammatory response to it. And after having inflammatory response after inflammatory response over and over again, eventually the body becomes backed up and, blah, blah, blah. But just hit rewind on this. That's what this whole video was about, basically. All right. Oh, okay. All right, Brother Emmanuel, go get him. That's your mission, to go grab me a bag. Nah, that's Brother Emmanuel. He's one of the brothers here in our assembly, in our community here. Rice is no or yes.
A healthier choice would be quinoa.
Right, but
rice in moderation.
Well, not, but they're all grains. And like I said, I'm gonna do another show. But yeah, rice isn't that bad. But I don't want to say that, because what a lot of us need to do who've been eating this way, eating these grains for a long time, you need to just get off them completely, because you're still gonna get. You're going to slow your healing and your cleansing if you're still consuming it. So for a season, you really need to back off them altogether and just in moderation maybe eat them. Because like I said, in order for your gut and your body to heal up, you got to kind of get to a certain,
And there's also wild rice, which is alkaline. It's easy for your body to digest, and it's actually healthy. But the problem is, it's hard to find real wild rice. So if you are going to have rice, have wild rice.
All right. So, like I said, so Carla, hold on, let me put this up here. So one of the things, Pastor said it's good to see us both. Shalom, Pastor.
Pastor.
So one of the things with the with switching your diet, with the chickpea pasta, you could do that basically immediately, and you're gonna be fine. But with the bread, you have to put in the labor and maybe make an alternative and begin to come out. Some of the tricks that I recommend using is, before you sit down to eat your meal, eat like 3 or 4 oranges so that you're not eating as much. Portion control. Have a whole bunch of vegetables or whatever, and you can have your meat there and not so much of the grain. One of the key things that helped me transition were Beyond Burgers. If something ain't like heavy enough for me, I'll just say, hey, fix me some Beyond Burgers with that. And they're plant-based burgers. They don't have soy. I know they ain't the best thing in the world, but it really.
Burgers do not have any soy, because we are.
Well, that's why I said it doesn't have soy.
No soy,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But there are some other meat alternatives that do, like the Impossible Burger.
Yeah, that has soy. Don't mess with them.
There's a couple others that have soy, but no, stay away from.
You want to, if you're gonna do those types of things, go with that. But and the meat, like, because I know there are people out there saying, oh, it's the meat. Meat is just as bad. There are people on a diet. It's called the carnivore diet. They eat nothing but meat, and they're not coming down with all these issues and disease and all this stuff. Now, it don't heal you either. Matter of fact, let me speak on this real quick. You have people do this diet. It's called the
keto.
Yeah, the keto diet, where you put your body in the ketosis, where basically you have your body basically running off the ketones instead of sugar. And that diet is not good. And what's going to get out, it's already out, but what's going to be put out, can you turn the light on, please? What's going to be put out to the mainstream is that keto diet causes acidosis. It causes acids to build up. A lot of people, man, when they get done on that keto diet for a while, their joints is all locked up. It's terrible on the kidneys. It is brutal on them. I'm telling you, you could do your research and find out. It ain't, you lose the weight though, because you eliminated what? The carbs and the proteins and all, I mean the wheat and all and the grains and all that. But like I said, so but the main thing I want y'all to take away from this is the wheat. Mm-hmm. If you like, yo, Mike, I ain't getting off grains, then get off the wheat and at least slow things down,
Especially if you are you starting to notice that you're not feeling well and your health starts to deteriorate. Ooh,
that was,
you have to get off the grain.
And
making
these sisters are the key to that health of the assembly. When they're instructed and they get it, and they now they know, okay, boom, 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 like Koya, she knows how to throw these meals together to cleanse, right, and to restore people's body, and she understands the ramifications of it. So the women are gonna be key to the health of, we
are the gatekeepers.
Yeah, to the health.
We're in the kitchen, so yes.
Yeah. So, when the sisters are properly educated, and it took time for Koya to know, okay, I use this seasoning instead of this one, or I use this ingredient because it's cleansing instead of this one, or I use this instead of that, and this will make this. And as you begin to figure it out and get all these weapons in your arsenal, now you can wage an effective campaign. And that's what we're trying to do.
Right. But it also took the right environment, because mind you, prior to living communally, I had to work.
We ripping and running.
Time to make the best meals or healthy meals, which they were healthy, but not to the degree that they are now, not to the extent that they are now. So, that's another testimony to Straightway and the righteous example that's being set forth in Straightway and by Pastor, and how this thing is conducive to to the word and the blessings that you receive, and that you're able to, because look, if she working and I'm working and they in the public food system, only thing you got time to do is go to Popeyes and get one of their yucky sandwiches. Well, we didn't go to Popeyes.
No, we would get a
but yes,
we get a pizza. There's a lot of pizza, But yeah, this is definitely, that's why you see this type of stuff coming forward, because when you get in proper
alignment.
Yeah, you get in proper alignment, with Yah's will. With Yah's will. Mm-hmm. So, but let's see. Before you get, and it takes a little bit of discipline, but y'all, yes. It don't take what y'all think. It doesn't, you shouldn't, your stomach shouldn't be growling all the time.
If you're hydrated.
You should be full all the time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you shouldn't be, this ain't something that, okay, I got to starve myself into submission. You figure out these foods, you make them. And the thing with these foods, you can eat them till you're full and not feel guilty because your body's going to eliminate them and use them properly. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that with this man-made wheat they got out here.
But I would definitely say that the way we eat has a lot to do with self-control and or lack of self-control, which is a fruit of the spirit.
Yeah.
So it's always natural and spiritual. All right. So it does require self-discipline and self-control.
And you probably are gonna have to get deliverance from.
Yes.
I damn near had to get deliverance from pizza addiction, but I got through.
Yep, I had mine with Starbucks. I like their caramel macchiatos.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was a stronghold.
All right, so so like I said, Sister Amy, I've been. Koya knows that I told her to start putting these recipes out, and if sisters want to get educated,
I have been taking it for granted.
Yeah, we're gonna set something up to get sisters educated if they want to learn about it. And like I said, I'm still learning. And like I said, where I'm at right now, I'm right on the cusp where I'm gonna begin working out and working out a whole lot physically, and put the fruits and all this stuff to the test on that level. So yeah, so that's what we got.
I think someone wanted to know what I eat or what me and the girls eat or what the women eat.
Oh yeah. Bring it. Yep. That's a good one.
During the course of a day.
Okay.
And so
typical diet for the women. Go ahead.
Yeah, and the thing is simplicity. When we get up, we usually have smoothies. Every day we have smoothies. That's how we break our fast, or that's our breakfast. And we normally have our smoothies around 10, sometimes 9, depending on, what time we get ready with homeschooling activities. And then we don't necessarily have a lunch. We'll have fruits. We'll have hummus. Sometimes we'll have like cauliflower pizza, or sometimes, we'll just skip lunch and we'll just eat our fruits. And that's our lunch. Or we'll have a lot of nuts and seeds, and we're drinking water. And then we'll have dinner, which is a healthy meal. And again, we went over some of the meals that we have, but we really keep it simple. Right. And we're content being that way.
And like I said, when you get that opioid protein that has you addicted to bread and eating a whole lot, I'm telling you, you're gonna see a drop in your appetite. You're gonna be like, dang, I don't want half as much as I. Now, sometimes on the weekends, on the Shabbats and stuff, anything goes. We eat good, but I still keep it pretty healthy. If we're doing sometimes the brothers will do a cookout. I have a Beyond Burger with a sweet potato, a sweet potato. So,
and we have our Continental Breakfast on.
Tell them about that.
And, everybody here loves Sister Koya's oatmeal and, our polenta grits. But we give everybody some of those things that they might not have had during the week that they might have craved, and so we make up for it. But it's moderation, once a week.
And what do I have when everybody's having
hummus? You love the hummus.
Hummus and grapes.
Hummus and grapes and cucumbers.
And initially I had to make myself kind of eat it. Now I desire that more than I want some right now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's so good, and it's so good for you. You can't go wrong with hummus.
Matter of fact, that's what I'm having. All right. Anyway, y'all. Okay, we're gonna answer this one because this is a good question. What do you put in your smoothies? That is a good question.
Ooh,
then we're gonna wrap it up.
A lot of berries, oxygen, things that are gonna help you filter or what am I looking for? What word? Eliminate you know, berries, strawberries, cherries. Sometimes we put kale in there. Sometimes we put spinach. We don't, and we sweeten it with medjool dates. Thank you for asking that question, because that's another way to add nutrition to your smoothies and make it taste good. Is
and
dates.
Sweet. Yep.
And very sweet. Very sweet.
And that's another key thing, to sweeten stuff.
Yes.
And
dates,
and let me tell you this.
And they're expensive, but it's worth it.
Tell them about that ice cream stuff you make, that chocolate mousse or whatever that stuff is. Tell them that real quick.
Yeah, that is
completely healthy.
Yeah, that's made with honey, cacao powder, and vanilla extract. You can put whipped cream in there, but that's entirely optional. You don't have to put whipped cream in there. And you just stir it up, put it in the freezer, take it out at about 3 hours later, and it tastes just like ice cream. Chocolate ice cream.
Yeah.
But it's healthy. And
so there's a lot of stuff we're gonna be pulling it out of Koya, and we're gonna get it out there to y'all. But anyway, with that said, I appreciate all y'all tuning in. Definitely give me a thumbs up and share and get this out if this was educational to you. And with that said, we're gonna wrap this up. I'm Michael Israel. You watching Spiritual Combat. We coming live from Straightway, Florida. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.